How did this girl get into Harvard? Hi everyone, my name is Cathy. I'm a graduate student at Harvard University majoring in psychology. And if you haven't figured it out, I am this girl, a first-generation immigrant from Fujian, China. This was my first time in No Frills. What an adventure I was having. But Toronto wasn't as diverse as it is today. In my entire elementary school, there were only 2 ESL students. And I was one of them. I was different. I mean, if we look again, the Hello Kitty shirt, the matching pants and hair clip, the peace sign, you guys know what's coming for me at school. And then came grade 7. Oh, grade 7. That's when I thought I had the worst luck ever. Somehow, through some cosmic joke, every single bully in the grade were in one class, my class. And then I had to give my first presentation ever in front of them. I still remember that day so vividly. I was so nervous. My heart was racing, my throat was dry, and I wanted to swallow, but my throat was dry, but I wanted to swallow, but my throat was dry, but I wanted to swallow, and then I choked. I choked for about 5 minutes. The teacher had to send me to the nurse's office. And again, you guys know what's waiting for me. I became the laughingstock for the entire school. After that, public speaking was my worst fear. I would hide from it, pray that the teacher doesn't pick me, make excuses to go home, hide in the washroom. Whatever it took, I just couldn't have it. Now, there was something else in this girl. Do you see that confidence and resiliency in her, in me? Now, here's to all the parents listening. Your unconditional love and support is gonna make the key difference for your child to give up or to fight. Now, I know my parents are also present, so thank you for giving me the power to choose the latter. So one day in grade 8, I was like, no, I don't want this. I don't want this to be who I am. If I can't avoid it, I will conquer it. So I did a whole 180. I volunteered to go first. I joined all these clubs and competitions. I put myself in every opportunity I could so that I could practice, practice, and practice. In grade 11, I joined DECA. It's a competition for business presentation. And I made it to internationals. After that, in grade 12, I organized the Toronto District School Board Regional Competition for DECA. With all these achievements, I got accepted into University of Toronto even before my grade 12 grades were published. During my studies at University of Toronto, I was a teaching assistant of 6 courses and the head research assistant in my department. I had to go around every classroom giving a presentation at the start of every semester, and I even gave a lecture. Now, I'm gonna give you a secret about how I even got these fancy jobs. At first, people were like, university jobs are for graduate students only. So as an undergrad, I didn't even try. But one day, in one of my courses, I got a lower grade than I expected. So I wrote to my professor. Now, I'm sure that you would all agree with me that being good at public speaking or debating isn't just about verbal presentations. There is so much preparation, logic, and strategy behind it. So I used all of these skills and composed a really persuasive email to my professor asking for a higher grade. He wrote back. He said, "Dear Cathy, I receive about 200 emails a year asking for grades, but yours moved me. Now I cannot change your grade. I can offer you a job. Would you like to be my research assistant?" Of course, I said yes, but I did more than that. Now that I know it's open to undergrads, I went around asking every professor who seemed to kind of like me and gave a really good pitch. And there you go. Fast forward to now, I'm now in my 30s, I'm married with 2 kids, I have multiple jobs, and I am a grad student at Harvard University. I have many friends from Harvard, and you know what we all have in common? We don't let anyone tell us what we can or cannot do. Don't even let yourself restrict what you can or cannot do. You know, it's been 20 years since I made that decision in grade 8, but today, getting in front of this camera, I still get nervous. I still feel the heart race and the dry throat. The only difference is I don't let that stop me. Believe that you are capable and you define what you have to offer. The other thing I want you to take away from this is, remember what I thought was the worst luck of being a class full of bullies to deliver my first presentation ever? Well, it turns out that might have been my best luck. So don't let life defeat you. Take every setback as an opportunity to grow. So as you participate in today's debate tournament, remember that every time you stand up to speak, you're not just practicing for a competition. You're building skills that open doors for things you haven't even imagined. And you're doing it while supporting Sick Kids Hospital, which makes it even more meaningful. I want to thank Benson Academy for this invitation. As a long-term supporter and donor of Sick Kids Hospital, I am truly honored to be part of this event. Thank you so much for listening, and have fun competing.